Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon and early good morning. I think it's in the UK. It's Jordie James here, a psychic medium. Thank you so much for joining me for the next half hour of your wonderful time. I am coming to you live from Wallen, Australia, and at the moment it's quite interesting because I was actually this week's been really interesting for me because I've still been trying to get over a bit of a head cold and things like that. So I'm all good now. But we're also coming up to, we're in the southern hemisphere, and I love my sort of pagan sort of holidays and things like that. And we're actually coming up to our Halloween, which is next Monday. So I'm very excited to do that over here, but we don't really um, think of it down here as Halloween because our seasons are different. So it's been an interesting week coming up to that too, and I think we're coming up to a full moon quite soon as well. So it's awesome going to be able to connect and to spirit a little bit more and have that beautiful energy coming through as well. We are in autumn or fall over here at the moment, and it's funny because we've been still getting some summer days. So I don't think summer wants to quite leave us just yet, but we are getting the coldness as well, like the bitter cold of winter. So yeah, so it's been a really good week for me. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but overall been really good. I wonder how your week's been. So a lot of things happening. So uh, I was just going to talk about a few things about letting go and looking at shadow and light as well. I don't know if you guys have done any shadow work or looking at things that sort of we fear of or have a little bit of a fear when shadow comes up. It's interesting. It always makes us a little bit more aware to take note and understand. There's always light and dark. You can never always be light. There's always light and dark. And there's things that sometimes do take us for a bit of a six, and we get sometimes to a little bit of a darker place. I was a little bit there just this week, but it was more of a reassessment for me. So yeah, so that's my week this week. I wonder how your week's been. So give me a call. I'm looking forward to chatting to you guys today. Also, it's been interesting because my husband used to play gridiron over here, and I was watching the TV and I flipped over and we've actually got the NFL draft at the moment live on one of our channels. So it was really interesting for me to have a look and see how that's all about because I've never watched it before because I've always worked full time in the corporate area. So yeah, so it was really good watching that and watching all the fanfare and realizing that it's not just a game. It's a very interesting. I always call it a game of chess with men. So it's a beautiful game. I love watching it. I used to when my husband used to play, I used to be on the sidelines on the chains and everything, and so that really got me aware of how the game works and all that sort of stuff. And I absolutely love it. I love watching it. It's very interesting to watch. So yeah. So I've got Sade from Buffalo on the line. Hello, Sade. How are you? I hope I pronounced that right.
Good. How you doing?
Good. Did I pronounce that right? Is it Sade?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. How are you today?
I'm okay. Hanging in there.
Okay, cool. So what I'll do is I'll just go into a few things with you. Now, did you want to go psychic or mediumship, or do you have a specific question?
No, I don't have a specific question.
No, that's cool. It's interesting because I just want to start bringing in this lady that I've got with me who is, it's like she's got a bit of a gorgeous attitude to her. She's very much like, I'm here, I'm all that, but yeah, I know she's got this beautiful sensitive behind her, but she's coming in with, I want to say, as soon as you walk in the door, you know that she would be in the room. She's just got that presence, and it's like it's all that, and it's just this beautiful, I want to say, I wouldn't put it past her about 40, maybe a little bit older. I don't feel like she was very old when she passed, but I know it was a sudden passing with her. And I feel with her as well. She wants, I don't know if she's to the side of you, but I just want to say friend or sister or cousin, but there's that reference with her. I do feel around my heart area with her. Does that make sense to you?
Maybe my mom.
Okay, because would you be okay? Would it make sense to me that she would be more like a sister than a mum, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just want to say she's coming through, and she keeps going. You've got this kid. You've got this kid, and it's really interesting when I say that, because even though I feel like
sometimes I feel like giving up.
Yeah, because I just want to say when I stand with her, I feel like she's always by your side. She's never been above you. She's always been that mum that's always been there by your side, if that makes sense. So was there heart issues around her?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Because I feel like even though there was heart issues, I don't feel like she had like a heart attack. I want to say there was heart issues and then complication upon complication. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, God, she's just gorgeous. I love her attitude. I like put it this way. I know she's still got her attitude and she's still got her thing. She's totally not laying down lightly. She's always got this beautiful essence about her. Like, you can do this.
Yeah,
I can do this. I can.
Her character, everything.
Pardon?
I said her smile, her character, her personality.
Yeah. But she's also got this beautiful assertiveness as well with her. It's like I want to say that if you can't do it, then just put the assertiveness on and really sort of change it up a little bit and give yourself some more strength. And I really feel like she's coming around you at the moment, only because you are very much in two minds. She's making me aware that you're in two minds of going and doing things for you. Now, interesting, I want to say whether or not you're stuck in a job or there's something about around work that you just don't want to move around. You don't want to lose that sort of job security, or there's a reference to losing the finance security. But she goes, you need to do it for your sanity. There's a reference to doing it for your sanity, because I feel like you're actually getting a little bit under, like you're being pulled under, like you're very stagnant and you're just stuck in them. You're just stuck is where I want to say it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, even though we're stuck in one place of our life, say work, that you also get stuck in other parts of your life as well. So even though we sort of go, okay, I know work it's not where I'm meant to be, I know I'm stuck, it still filters into family life, it filters into relationships, it sort of filters into, and it sort of creates a little bit of a lasting effect. But what you need to understand that I feel that another opportunity, you're not looking at the moment. I understand that you're not looking at the moment, but I do want to say there's an opportunity coming up for you that will totally take you by surprise. It'll bring you, I feel like is there a distance with work, whether or not you travel? Is there like an hour's travel, or there's a reference to traveling with this work?
It's not a hard job. I don't know if it's more like maybe the co-workers that I work with, or maybe, I don't know. It's something.
Yeah, because I just want to say, if there's a distance as well, I feel like if you are not close to home, I want to say there's a job coming up closer to home, or there's a reference to coming closer to home is what I'm being shown and what I'm being told. Your mum's saying you've got this though, but I really feel like you're in a little bit of a slump at the moment, and it's interesting because I know you sort of said that as well, but I want to say with the way your head is going, and it's interesting when we get into like when we get stuck or we get really sort of low, we always go for some reason, and I don't know if it's a human sort of aspect, because I went through it last week. We get into our head and then we overthink things. So we always overthink when we get stuck. We overthink going, why can't I do this? Why can't I get out of this? Why can't something else happen for the better?
Right.
It's like I want to say you need to start looking at it in a different way of going, okay, so this opportunity that I've got at the moment is really not working for me, or it's not bringing the lightness in me. It's not bringing out my beautiful sort of soul and awareness and my love and my heart space. It's time to change. And it's interesting, as soon as you say that, I want to make reference to the fact that as soon as you say that or allow the universe to know with what's going on around you, the universe will bring things for you and you'll see the lighter side of things. Okay? So I just want to make reference to the fact that with that, if you do things that I really want to say write things down and then throw it away. It's like you just need to let go of them. It's really because we do get into a point where we go, oh, I just want to grab onto this because I know it's really good financial security and everything, but I'm just not happy. I feel stuck.
Right.
So allowing yourself to be open to more opportunities, but I do want to say there's an opportunity coming up in the next 2 to 3 months that you just need to just bear in there, and I know that things are going to be okay. And it's funny because I keep hearing your mum. She's just gorgeous. Is there 4 children? Is there 4 children?
Yes, I have 4.
Mum? Okay, you have 4.
I have 4 kids, and she did too. It was,
okay, thank you.
Me and 3 brothers.
Okay, because she's just making me aware of the 3 as well. I'll just put my fingers up to 3. So she's just wanting to make reference to, please. Okay. It's just, so you're the one of 3, because she's just gone 4 and then 3, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. So what she wants to say is, please make sure that you acknowledge the other 3 as well. So not just yourself, but the other 3 siblings. Has there one passed, or is there a reference to one not being close to the others? I just want to make reference to.
Yeah, kind of like now since she's been gone. Like, we're not as close as I think she would want us to be.
Okay, because she's just acknowledging the fact that even though there's not closeness, she's still a part of the family, and it's interesting because she just wants to grab you all and just hug you in this biggest hug, like all 4 of you. And she's also making me aware, too, that with your children, do you have 2 boys?
Yeah, well, I have 3, actually.
Okay. Well, she's just making me aware of the 2 oldest ones. And I want to say the oldest. Yeah. Oh, the 2. Okay. She's making me aware of the 2. And she's just making me aware of the one that thinks it's the oldest. He thinks he's the oldest. I don't know if he's the oldest by about a minute or something. But I just want to make reference to the fact that the one that he needs a little bit support at the moment. I want to say giving some love to him from Gran, because I just want to make reference Gran. That's really interesting. I don't know if you could call her Gran, but I want to say she wants to just give him hugs as a reference to keeping and being around him at the moment, to give him a little bit of spiritual support. It's just that I feel like he's going through a few things at the moment, but she just wants to make reference to the family. Okay?
Okay.
And I know, okay. She also wants to, I love it. Did she used to have flowers in the house? Because I want to say she's giving you flowers to put in your house. So I want to say you need to bring flowers in. And they're beautiful, sort of like, I want to say.
She used to have flowers in front of the house, inside the house.
Okay. So she's bringing in like the sweet pea. I don't know if you guys have that sweet pea, but I just want to make the beautiful, soft, sort of pastel. I'm trying to, you know how hard it is to describe a perfume, but it's a beautiful, soft, sort of sweet pea smell I'm bringing in, and I feel that's what you need, because I know the house feels a bit damp at the moment, or a little bit low, and I just want to say bring in some colour. Also, I want to say, I don't know if you're looking at it, but I feel like you want to move some furniture, or furniture needs to be moved, but I just want to make reference to that. Yeah, so it's like I want to say, out with the old, in with the new, but there's one chair she wants to make reference to. Please keep the chair. There's something about a chair that I want you to keep. So I don't know if you've got something of hers, but she just wants to say, keep the chair. Get rid of everything else, start new. And I feel like there's things, it's like I want to say, when you sort of sit in your heart space, I know things just start to fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've always been able to do that. You've always been able to bring things to you that you know, and you just know. You can always know when you bring things to yourself, Sade, that you will always get them. And I do want to say, just think a little bit lighter and let the universe be able to bring that to you. But I do want to say there's a reference to work movement and a better opportunity, and it's not so heavy. I just feel like there's a lot of heaviness around work.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because I want to say, it's not that you're blaming everyone else, but I do feel like it's the core is the work side of things, but your relationship, and I feel like there's a relationship around you that it's going to get stronger. There's something going on there, but I feel like there's going to be stronger. So if it's a little bit low at the moment, I know there's the strongness. And, so you're with a partner, yes?
Yes.
Your husband? I'm just hearing date night.
My kid's father.
Okay. I just want to say if there's a partner around you, I'm hearing date night.
Okay.
So I'll leave that with you, Sade.
Oh.
Okay. Your mum is just gorgeous, and she goes, you've got this, girl, you've got this, you've really got this.
She was a strong woman, too, and sometimes I just feel like I just want to give up.
Nah, she goes, you've got this, kid, you've got this. And it's funny because the way she came in, I just want to say, if she opened my door, I could definitely feel her energy just walk straight in. Like, you would be... Have you ever seen those country and western movies when people walk into the saloon and everyone stops?
Yes.
That's what I'm seeing. I am so seeing that with your mum. She's just gorgeous. But she's calling herself more like a sister to you than a mum because she's really, really close to you.
Very close.
Okay. And I do want to say...
Sometimes I feel like I can't do it without her. But I know that I can. I'm strong and I can do it.
And I just want to say she's there for you. If you feel low, she's right there. All you have to do is just clap your hands and she's there.
Okay.
Okay. May I leave that with you, Sade?
Yes.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a great evening.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, I've got Bobby on the line. Hi, Bobby.
Hi.
How are you today? Or tonight?
Fine.
Sorry. As you can see, it's beautiful. I don't know if you're watching the video as well, but I've got this beautiful sunlight at the moment, so I'm trying to grab as much as I can before winter hits because we're starting to get into our winter months. So, yeah, I'm trying to so it's afternoon here for me, so I do apologise.
That's okay.
Okay. So, Bobby, what I want to say to you, I know I've got a gentleman that's sitting with me and he just wants to acknowledge the fact that he's here, and it's interesting because the way he's coming across, I want to say you would have to poke him or sort of really sit down with him to get something out of him, because I feel even though it's not like taking blood out of a stone as such, I know unless you actually sit with him and spend the time with him, he wouldn't really chat. So I just want to make reference to this gentleman for you. But do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I'd like to know if my mom is okay.
Your mum's okay? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Has mum passed, yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank
Just
you.
recently.
Okay, so can I just want to talk with this gentleman for the minute, and I know I'm probably, whether or not mum's just going to come in as well, but this gentleman, I don't feel like he's very tall. I feel like he's about 5'7", 5'8", but I do feel he's a little bit of a stocky man, and I do feel like that he's one of these very down-to-earth gentlemen that just wants to sit and have a chat, but you really need to get him going to have a really good chat with him, and I don't want to say that he's shy or anything, but he just wants to sit and have a chat. Now, I don't know if this is your grandfather on dad's side, but he's drawing me to dad's side of the family. So has your grandfather passed on dad's side?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. And did he have a little bit of a belly, like a pot belly, or a little bit of he's calling it a pooch or a pouch?
Yep.
But there's a
Yes,
reference
he
to
did.
that. Okay, thank you. Well, I do want to say that he's here. And I do want to say that it wasn't just him, but there was another gentleman that also helped your mum too. Because your mum, okay, I feel like mum's here and she's okay. She was greeted by, she keeps telling me, thank you. I know she's here, but I just want to say she was greeted by all the men. There obviously been about 3 or 4 men that passed before her, brothers. Is your dad still here?
Yes.
Thank you. Because I want to say there's a brother of his as well that I want to say, and I don't know if it's a brother of hers, but there's I want to say 3 gentlemen that helped her transition. So she was welcomed, okay? I do want to say one of the gentlemen had her favourite flowers when she passed. So she was greeted by flowers, and there was also flowers on the ground. So she was very well respected in the family. Would that make sense to you?
Yep, it does.
Thank you. And I also want to say that you need to not think about the last 2 to 3 days before she passed. She goes, don't think of me like that. Does that make sense? Because I want to say the last 2, she's making me aware of the last 2. Oh, she was not well, and she wants to make reference to the fact that you do not think of her. Please do not think of her in the last 2 days, because she was definitely not herself. She was not well. I'm feeling very sick with her, so I've got a sense that she had a lot of pain medication. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Thank you. She's also making me aware too that, do you have your own oracle cards?
Yes.
Thank you. She's telling me that when you play with them, she's there. I also want to say that she's a little bit spiritual as well. Would that make sense to you, Bobby?
Yes, it does.
Because I don't know if you can see me on the video or anything. You may be just phone call. But when you look back, I'm actually playing with my cards from Colette Baron Reid. And I'm actually mucking around with them and placing them in, like, lots, if that makes sense. Like, I'm cutting them into piles. And it's really interesting. Your mum also plays with the lights as well. She wants to make you aware that she tries to do as much as she can physically to get your attention. Okay?
Okay.
So have your lights been flickering?
Yeah.
Yep. I just want to say your mum's making you totally aware that she's around you, because she is very much a beautiful soul. She also wants to say you need to okay, thank you. So has this been 6 to 8 months, she's telling me?
No. Only
Is it less
2 weeks.
than that? Okay.
2 weeks.
So she wants to make reference to the last 6 to 8 months around her. Was she going up and down? Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Because she's wanting to make reference to the fact that she was trying to get as much as she can or much as she could do in those last 8 to 6 months. And I do want to say, did she prove the doctors wrong? I want to say she's putting her finger up. She's going, I proved them wrong. I lasted longer than what they said to me.
Yep.
Thank you. So she's very happy the fact that she actually proves them wrong, which is quite interesting because she's a character like that. Because she wants to make sure that, you know what, you can tell me as much as you want to tell me, but it's not going to be that way. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And I feel like she was like that all her life. She was like that all her life. Oh, my God. She is a crazy woman. I love her. I love her sense of life. I love her the way she really sort of wants to just grab it with both horns and just go, you know what? This is me. I'm going to do this the way I want to do it. I'm not doing it any other way. This is the way I want to do it. I am not bowing down until the last breath. And I really feel that I know there was a real sort of, she tried to fight it as much as she could. And I want to make reference to the last 2 to 3 days. Her fighting it also made her feel a little bit sick, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't the nicest way, if that makes sense, because she's trying to fight it. Okay. Do you have Is there 3 of you? Are you one of 3?
Yes.
Thank you, because she wants to make a reference to another sister. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please just let them all know that she's around? And it's interesting. I want to say you guys have got something planned for Mother's Day. I know Mother's Day's coming up over here. I think it's coming up in May over there as well. But she goes, You've got something planned. Can you please not go to the place where you've left, like this? Oh, this is her words. Do not go to the place that you've left her. So have you buried her? Because I just want to make reference to don't go there. You need to do it around the house because she's there. She's around you. She's not at this morbid sort of, oh, my God, she's got a real sense of humour. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because the cemetery's morbid to her. That's not life. That's not where I am. So, Bobby, can I please just take in heart that when you play with your cards, your mum's there. Make sure you take the first card, please. She's cracking herself up. But please, if you need to contact me, I do want to say that she's around. She loves the family and she's very much at peace, okay? And the boys picked her up after she transitioned. If you'd like to contact me a bit more, please, Bobby, message me on Jordie Jane's Psychic Medium on my Facebook page. I can go through a little bit more with you if you like. But, yeah, she's just absolutely adorable. So thank you so much, Bobby, for calling in. I've got 30 seconds. Have a great week, and I'll see everyone next week. Bye for now. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.